Good morning, it's Lela, and this is my second class in my September 2023 Coloring with Blends coloring class. And the three cards that I'm featuring, and we're working on the second card today, are using the Gift of Giving stamp set in the current mini catalog. So we've got a card with Santa Claus, we've got a card with Cup of Cheer, we get a card with To You. And today's class is going to show, so like there's three different levels of coloring, right? There's kind of easy, medium, and hard. And today's class, I'm going to show you an even simpler version of coloring that, but I'm taking the color inspiration exactly from this example. I think that the example in the catalog must be using like an aqua painter or blends, let's see, the blender pen or watercolor pencils. We're not going to do that. We're going to be using blends today, so we're not going to get as much of a watercolor look, but I did take my inspiration from the catalog, and I hope that you do too. So the card we're going to be making today is this guy, and in your kit you would have gotten this designer series paper, which is from the Subtles pack, and you could take either one of the ones with the lines. It's 3 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then of course this beautiful silver and white ribbon, sheer ribbon, and then the largest stylish shapes die. And quite simply, that's going to be our card today. So I'm going to show some tips and techniques for coloring Santa Claus. Again, I got the inspiration exactly out of the catalog, and we're going to go even a little simpler on this card than what's in the catalog. And I already got a kickstart, so you can take a look at that. I'll show you the colors as we go along. If you got the kit, I do have the colors all outlined in the PDF as well. So, so let's go ahead and get started. The very first thing is I colored the boot, and I used SU 300. And for many of these, I'm going to use the thinner end. And I'm not really doing a whole lot of technique. I told you this is my medium level. And I'll show you something. I think I just went out of the line, so I'll show you how to clean that up. There's a couple ways to clean up when you go outside the line. You can either use your snips and cut really, really close to the edge, or you can use your color lifter and get in there and lift the color. So, and that actually looks like it's the, you know what, it's the stamp itself. I'm looking at the other. All right, so that's that guy. That's as simple as that. Now here's a fun technique I learned, and I need to do it on the harder surface. You can take a watercolor pencil and just kind of put a little white tip of the toe with just a little watercolor pencil. And so that's kind of fun to give just a little bit of dimension and shine to his boot. So there we have it. All right, working our way up then, we'll go to Real Red. And this is, oh no, you know what? I am using Sweet Sorbet, and I love Sweet Sorbet. I forgot about that. I changed to Sweet Sorbet. It's a nice red, but with a little bit of a pink, and I'm really liking that. So moving my way up, I'm using Sweet Sorbet. And you can see that what I did here is I'm outlining all the way around, and then I'm going to come in with my brush stroke and just color. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm outlining all the way around like that, and then I'm going to come in with my pen. And because I'm not doing a lot of blending on this one, again, this is a little bit easier version. Still lots of coloring though, so by no means would I say it's easy, but it's easier in that we're not going to do a lot of shading. And then I'm going to come back in over here, and I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but let me show you what's going to smear. But, oh no, maybe I'll do it with this. So let's say this is the Santa coat line. When I'm coloring it, I don't always go right on the line. I color, I color, I color, I get closer and closer, and sometimes that's close enough so that the alcohol spreads and gets right to the line. If not, I may come back in and just keep brushing. I'm still about 1/8 of an inch away, And so I do that so that I don't go over the line. So, so that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm just gonna keep coloring this little, and now I'm just using like tiny little dots like that to come in and really get into that corner. I did one tiny little dot and it did all the work by getting into the corners itself. Now, there's a little bit of price tag with doing that, I guess. So you can see if you look really, really, really close, you can see a little bit of a white speck right there. I would rather have a little white speck right there, a little speck a white speck right there, rather than going outside the lines. You might have better eyesight, and I hope you do. And if you do, maybe you can get closer. And then the other thing I'm gonna do that I just noticed, I'm gonna come in, I just noticed Santa's little coat. I didn't color it on my other one. I don't wanna use blends in there. It's the tiniest little thing. So I'm coming in with a Stampin' Write marker. I was gonna use Real Red. I don't know that I have the Sweet Sorbet. So I'm coming in with my Stampin' Write marker, which does not blend. So I don't have to worry about going outside the lines as much. Still need a light touch. So I'm just gonna come in with my stamping blend. Smoky Slate, you could pick any color really. So, all right, so that's the red. I'm gonna keep the mittens white, working my way up. Where else do we have red? We have red on the bow, Sweet Sorbet. So I'm gonna do that up here. And again, I'm not doing a lot of shading. If you wanted to take it to a next level, you could take your dark Sweet Sorbet, and where the bow has lines on it, you could kind of give a couple strokes, kind of following the lines just to give a little touch. But I'm not really, this is not the wow. Well, it is wow. This is not, this is medium level, right? We did one the other day, by the way, which has a lot of blending on it. So this one is kind of medium level. So the other thing I'm gonna do is come in and do the gift wrap over here. And starting in the middle and working my way to the edge. And I'm just using tiny, tiny flicks and tiny, tiny dots. I think that's it for all the red, which in our case we use Sweet Sorbet. So now I'm just gonna go, I'll do the blue last. I'm going up here, this is our bubble bath. And really, I'm using my small nib, and I'm just going around, and I'm coloring the present in bubble bath. And then I'm coming in with Granny Apple Green. Oh, come on, fingers, work. Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm trying to open the lid. Okay, we'll come back to that in a stronger moment. Let's go to the blue. I just can't open it, so we're gonna pause for a second. So this is light balmy blue, and the gifts are all light balmy blue. So you can see that I have outlined the, like I did with the pants below, I kind of outlined along the edge. And then once I know my boundaries, somehow that just, I don't know, helps me feel contained. And then when I use my blending brush, like I know I don't have to go to the edge. So I've got my box all the way around. I'll come finish this one too. I'm gonna do this box. So I'm gonna get my box outlined. And if you're finding that like you have lines from the outline, that's the amazing thing about blending pens. They will, because they're alcohol, they will eventually like blend and you're not gonna see the lines as much. If it's a little darker though, it might be. And so then there's a technique, you just come in with the blend one more time and you give it a wash over the whole thing and you're really not gonna see the edge. So, okay, I have all my edges outlined. And now I'm gonna come in with my brush end and I'm just gonna give a nice stroke from side to side and cover the whole thing. and it looks quite nice. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to come down. I'm going to stroke from side to side. Perfect. And now I'm going to do it down here. And I forgot to color Sweet Little Birdie, so we'll come back and color that Sweet Little Cardinal. But what I'm doing is I'm kind of on the edge of my blend, and I'm stroking all the way across so that I don't get stroke marks. And I'm going as close to the edge as I can. I'm just kind of sticking with a stroke mark that way. Now I'm coming in to see if I see any white spots, and I do see that I missed this tiny little corner, so I'm going to go to the smaller end again. It's just that little couple of touches. Nice. All right, let's do our Sweet Sorbet bird. Okay, this is just tiny little, and takes just lots of patience. I love coloring. It's just such a peaceful thing to do. So just coming in with lots of little dots, and that worked perfectly. If I wanted to do the little beak, and I feel like I do, I'm gonna come over and get my Stampin' Right marker. You know what, I'm gonna practice it. When in doubt, practice. So I'm gonna practice it on this guy. Yeah, perfect. So just a tiny little dot right there. It's just a little hint of color. You can't see it, but if you were to, you know, bring it up closer, then you could. So we're gonna take, oh, look, it opened. It's so funny. It's so funny. You just pause, you come back, and everything works. So I'm gonna come in, my final Granny Apple Green. I'm gonna do my couple little polka dots up here. And that's it. Let's give it a look. Now, if I wanted to give it some depth, I could come in and take my darker balmy blue and start to go into the edges. I'm not going to, because this is the medium level, but one thing I will do is I will take my color lifter. I'm going to look to make sure the nib is still pretty good, which it is. And I am just going to kind of lift some color a little bit to give it a little bit of a watercolory look, and to further blend things together. That's it. There we have it. It's really sweet. So that's our colored image, you guys. And it follows along with the same colors in the mini, and doesn't have the exact shaded technique. But if you want to see that, again, you could go watch this class, and I cover that in a little more depth right there. But that's it. We're going to put our little guy on our card front, and I've got a couple little silver gems. If I have them handy, I'll add them, and if not, certainly I'll do it in the photo before I upload the photo. But let's just go ahead and, I don't know if you do that with your Stampin' Dimensionals. I've been stamping a lot, so I use the edges, but of course, I've got to take some time and cut them up. So, all right, so I've got my Santa all ready to place, and I think I can get my silver dots pretty easily. So give me just a second, and I'll get them. So there we've got Santa, and the sentiment is embedded in the image itself, so that's lovely. Put that centered right there, and then I'm going to get these guys. These are the well, holiday gems. Oh yeah, festive pearls. And I'm going to use the silver ones. Seem to be my favorite. What am I going to do when I run out? But I think I'll do like 2 here, 1 over here, And the idea is your eyes just kind of stay right centered in there. So, sweet little Santa Claus. Thanks for watching. Bye.